morning, YouTube viewers. Good morning, Facebook Nation. I know it's a little late. It's in the afternoon. 4 hours online. I put a new VPN into my phone. A lot of people's phones have been getting hacked, so I had to update mine, but I had to buy one, which in turn, it started deleting all the information. So this is like the 5th video that I did today, because each time they said, hey, it's corrected, I'd make a video, put it in, and it would just eat it right up and eat other information. So hopefully this time, this is the charm. So today's topic is striving for perfection. So hit that, click the like button, subscribe, share it. It's always good stuff. So today we know that everyone strives for perfection, something that can't be attained, but people strive for it anyway. Nobody's perfect, no man nor woman. So we're going to discuss healthy ways of striving for perfection and negative ways of striving for perfection. So okay, we'll look at a female, we'll look at the woman first. And where a woman is concerned, a woman is always concerned with doing her best. So she knows that she's in herself, she says, I have to work 2 times harder. So females are a lot more driven than men are. And, but when it comes to their children, they will say, as long as you do your best, so if it's a test, they'll say, okay, well, you gotta be this time, I'll set aside some time, but you did good, we'll just, we'll work on it, we'll get a little bit better next time. So, this is that drive that they have, but the drive is with compassion. So where a man is concerned, a man will be like more of a strength side. So a man is always focused on, past mistakes and past decisions and choices that a man makes in life. So a man is always trying to, strive to become a better man. It's not to say, I gotta work 2 times as hard. It's not the same drive. So their drive for perfection is different. But when it comes to children, it comes in handy because, the man can operate as a teacher or an educator, to say, hey, look past mistakes, you can do things in a different way, almost like that counsel type, that figure. And today's world, we see that, those roles are kind of being reversed because, you have a lot of single mothers out here. So we're seeing, in that situation, the strive for perfection is kind of severed, in a situation like that. But for the people that are together, it works out, and they pretty much raise good children. Not to say single parent, whether it be man or woman, can't raise, good children. That's not what it's to say. But when you have 2, it makes it a lot easier. And so a man, again, is, he's going to teach his children to be strong and, to be stand up and, to command the respect as they grow up and become men, and as they grow up to become women. But that's as close to perfection as that we'll get, and this is something that we should strive for. And, if you look at today's world, you say, well, what about money? What about striving for that? No, money is irrelevant. Money is irrelevant to almost anything that's out there. If you chase money, you're chasing after something. You're not chasing after happiness. You're not chasing after love. Because if you have love and you have happiness, then money, you're the wealthiest people in the world because you have one another. You have something that's long lasting and forever. Money can go in 2.2 seconds, just like a job. So if you're chasing after success and driving, but then when you finish and you can't find a job in that line of work, what's it all for? You'll make money, but it's not doing what you love. So, again, everything has to do with love and respect for oneself and happiness within oneself. That's the strive that we strive for perfection. So, but now we're going to look at a negative side of it, because on the negative side, most of us out here, we encounter people who live by a me first attitude, You know, they want to one up the next person, um, and they're basically selfish. So, you know, then we look at things like media, social media. We look at mass stereotyping, you know, and that's another thing that, you know, you're up against already, you know, especially if you're a person of color. You know, even if you're a person, a white person, you know, we're seeing more and more where, you know, the tables are being turned on them because of how hard it is out here. So it's like almost like a dog eat dog, and it's not, you know, color, you'll get the, you know, you'll get the negative energy, but at the same time, you know, they're not getting anything either. So, you know, now we understand why people are angry. But you know, but the media puts us like that. They put us against one another. In 2020, you know, they're carrying it over. But with us, we're living in a different way. We're living in a different attitude. So, you know, but as far as the media goes, and as far as the stereotyping goes, it's like to divide. It's the haves, the have-nots. You know, white, black, and then winners and losers. You know, they never show. They never promote something that promotes peace, you know. And again, I always say to people when I run into them and meet them, I say, you know, why don't they have a march on peace? But that's something that we're going to do a gathering. I'm working with someone right now in a city where I had grown up. You know, we're going to put together a peace sit-in because she promoted it last year, but because of COVID, it couldn't be. So, you know, hope willing, you know what I mean, COVID will be slowed down, and even still, even with the mask, we can go out there with mask and gloves. We can still make it happen. So that's something that, you know, to look forward to, and I believe the target date is for July. But to go back to the negative individuals and how to deal with people who they want to be so perfect that they don't care what they do to get there. And these are, you know, people who seek perfection by manipulation or even oppressing others, you know, to look up to or bow down to them. You know, again, these are sad individuals, and it's sad to be like that because we're all in the same boat and no one is better than the next. But, you know, they strive for perfection. It does not matter, you know, because that's not what it is. It's an anger drive, which is, again, it goes back with what I was saying in the beginning, that if you're a parent and you're raising a child and you're teaching that child to, you know, strive, then when they become adults, they're not going to have a compassion on other people because they will never know what it's like to have any type of compassion. So this is why, you know, we strive to be the best we can be, and that's the closest to perfection that we can become. Okay? But 2021 is a new day because the road ahead is much harder, along with an array of new challenges. Schools, even though, you know, they're homeschooling, it's not the same thing as being on college campuses, but you're paying those same rates. You know, hopefully the schools are working with the parents, but, you know, it's hard. And, you know, along with, you know, dealing with selfish people, you know, people who, you know, cause these things to happen, you know, negativity around you, it just makes it a little more difficult. You know, we want to be clear-headed in everything that we're doing, you know, especially when it's, you know, hurting everybody. So, knowing and understanding how time and patience work, these two factors, they must become a part of you. They must have to be, they must become a friend to you. Time and patience. And these are two very important characteristics about what this topic is all about today, a different way of looking at things. So, but before you can use those, it should be your higher power first. Your higher power comes first, and then, you know, patience and time. But your higher power delivered you. This is why we're adults. This is why we're still standing, and this is why we're here. So we always have to look to the higher power first. So let's discuss how patience works in our lives. Well, by allowing the early bird to catch the worm. Again, it goes with, you know, all the young people, different people who went out and bought that GameStop stock. And they just kept buying and buying and buying. And then, you know, the wealthy found out, hey, you know, these people are making money, and they shut it down. So, you know, the money that was invested, most of those people were lucky if they even got their money back. So, you know, again, time is of the essence. Patience is of the essence. Just like an iPhone, you say, oh, well, wow, I got this new iPhone, I got this new smartphone, I got this, I got that, I got the watch with the phone, I got this. But at the same time, 2 weeks later, the price drops by $200. So patience for 2 weeks. So, let's work with things instead of chasing things. Allow life to come to us instead of us going out to go after life. Society is moving fast, which means it wants a faster response from you. It wants a faster response from me. And a lot of time when we're quick to jump and we don't show patience, it's not always a good thing. You have more odds of something, a negative result, than you do a positive one. So, good decisions are made with using patience. Okay, now how does time work with us? All right, time. We all in life have been through our trials, our tribulations, our ups, our downs. Some of us have been in dark places for a long, long time. I'm no exception. And at times in a bad space. So we've all been in a bad space. Some people go through it, every week. Some go bi-weekly, some go every month. They'll be in a bad space. They don't want anyone around them. So, we all know that we've been there. And again, it was our higher power that delivered us. So we have to rely on that higher power. We have to use that time and that patience, because by using it, we don't say, well, because you hurt me, I'm going to hurt everybody else. It's like, if this is going to happen, and I'll just be like everybody else. No, be good, be true to yourself. The reason things are happening is because you're good. These are qualities that a lot of people don't have, and some of them are, close to us, within our inner circles. So, but there's good news from this. 2021, let's use time to our advantage. This world wasn't created in a day. And, for me, speaking personally, I had to go through a lot growing up. I had a rough upbringing. So it took me 55 years to get to where I am now, to have some kind of peace. But that peace is like carrying a bag. And for every day that I was trying to become a better person and started to use the process of time and patience and not rushing, and not taking time to listen to a person to show their authenticity. Take away the money, take away your possessions, now show me who you are as a person. But I also had to correct myself, and that's a daily process. Like, nobody is sin free, and I'm not perfect. But that bag, each day I take something out of that bag and I toss it, and that bag gets lighter, and that bag will get lighter for you. Because we're all learning a different way of looking at things, and a different way to empower ourselves to feel good, to be able to say, what, that doesn't work anymore. That doesn't work. As a matter of fact, nowadays you don't even have to do that. Just block and swipe left. Just be done with it. But some of us are in situations where we have to deal with stuff like this. But it'll help you to be strong, because we know now when we pull back, we get to see. Show the authenticity. So we know that the world wasn't created in a day. We know that we're going to go through a process where we have to constantly continue to work on ourselves, because it's a daily thing. Just like love and positivity, those are muscles. You have to work those muscles every day if you want to have love for yourself and you want to have positivity to be able to help others. But you also have to use time and patience to pull back, because you can't help everybody. And it's that process that allows you to know how to navigate. So wanting to become better, and for us to want a better environment for us, it takes time. And lastly, no one's perfect, but with time and patience, that's the closest that we can get to perfection, because it makes our social circles a better place. And it helps us to be better to our children, and also it helps us to be better all around people, because we need one another now more than ever. And people aren't realizing that. People, you got a lot of anger. So, good quality, authentic people are hard to come by. So when you have that in your life, You know, that should be your focus, you know. And I'm gonna be busy, so it may be 3 days before I post a new video. This is why I want to get this one up, because I know that I'm gonna be busy for the next 2 days, definitely. So, hopefully, but some of the viewers out there, I am gonna see you. So that's the good thing, because I'm gonna go travel to where you are, and I'm gonna see you. So I want to say, have an awesome day. Have the most wonderful evening, and peace and blessings to everyone.